control your own interview. Sometimes luck matters because you can't predict anything. Hi, so today I'm going to talk about my IMI Delhi interview experience. So I'll tell you how exactly it is, the process. The first one, you have a round one, which is the video assessment round, and then in the round two you have the main, the online panel interviews. So the round one was basically about you. It was not about knowledge or anything. It was about, you can say, personality check or maybe communication skill check. So how it was like, they'll send you a link. You have to join that link. I mean, they'll already priorly tell you that this date, this time you have to join. You have to give your video assessment. So it's a video assessment. Basically, you'll go to a website, the link that they have given, and on that there is nobody on the other side, not even AI. Because in some of the college interviews like Great Lakes, you have AI on the other side. So here it's not like that. Here you have to record on your own, like the question will pop up and you have to click on the record button and you have to answer everything whatever you can, and you have, I guess, 30 to 40 seconds, maximum 1 minute, I guess, if I'm not wrong. I'm not remembering properly, I guess it's 1 minute only. So just within that time you have to tell whatever you have in your mind regarding the question. And one good thing about that is you can give a practice video assessment, like before, like you sit for giving the video assessment, right? Before that they'll have an option that if you want to just trial and run, you can do that how much ever times you want, like anything. The basic question that they'll give you is that, tell me about yourself. In the trial round, I'm telling, not in the actual video assessment. In the trial round, they'll give you, tell me about yourself. So in that, you can practice how much ever times you want, just to check that, okay, how much time you are taking in order to tell everything, whatever is there in your mind. After that, you'll go to the actual one. Then you will start. So the questions are related to your, experience, your past experience. So the question that I got was like, you'll get two questions, okay? So the question I got was like, tell me any of your past decision that you made and right now you regret. So for that you have to talk about that. Then I got one more question, is that if you have to start a startup which could benefit the society but also give you profit, so what kind of a startup you would do, like what is the idea? So something like on the spot that you have to create or you have to think. Also the round one was elimination round. It was not like, round 1 points and round 2 points are gonna add up. No, round one was the elimination round. So like most of the people who's they felt that they have answered very well, but even they didn't get the call for the second round. So I don't know on what basis they are checking, but you can't predict anything. So just be prepared for everything. So the round two, I'll explain how it went for me. So I had two panelists, male and female. I guess both of them were there around 45 to 50s age. So as soon as I joined, they told me that we are keeping you in your waiting room. You just wait there. Yours is second chance. So you can expect by this time. They also told me that. So I was prepared for that. So as soon as I entered, they were like, briefly introduce about yourself, and I introduced and asked me about my hobbies. I don't know, one point I forgot my actual hobby and I told something else. I don't know why that happened. Maybe because I didn't expect that question. I mean, yeah, that's a very common question, I know, but when I was preparing also, I actually forgot preparing for that question. So suddenly when they asked, and also this was my second interview. Yeah, this was my second interview in all the colleges till now I gave. This was my second college of giving the interview. So this was the question that till now I didn't even expect that I have to prepare an answer for that. So I forgot. So I just told something, and I was wishing that they shouldn't ask questions related to that, because I have told gardening and all. They will ask questions. Sometimes your hobbies, whatever you have to prepare thoroughly related to that. Because let's say your hobby is playing cricket. They'll ask you everything related. Okay, when was the India won this thing, or I don't know much about cricket, so I'm not even able to give any examples also. So just prepare related topics. When you are talking about tell me about yourself, try to include some half information. Like, why half of information? So that also keep your tell me about yourself crisp. Don't make it so big so that they'll get bored only. So just drop some bombs in between, telling that you did this, but it should not be in detail, so that they will want to know that, okay, what is this thing? They'll ask some question related to that. So that's how you can pass some time. So that's what I also used to do. Like, let's say I did a research paper. I just mentioned that I did a research paper. That's it. Where it's published, where, nothing I told. So the next question they asked me was, tell me about the research paper that you did. So that's how you can, divert your interview, or you can control your own interview. So the male panelist, he asked me who is the RBI governor. Of course, these all things I prepared because these all things I was expecting that they will ask. Then she asked me name any 3 women entrepreneurs. By that time I could only remember 2, and I was like, ma'am, I could only remember 2 right now, and that's it. So she was like, okay, no problem. And the one good thing is that I liked the interviews. They were not so, they were not grilling kind of. They were calm. They were like, okay, if you don't know, it's fine, we'll go to the next question. Like they were smiling, they were trying to listen to you. That's how a panelist should be, right? That's what makes you feel like, okay, it's fine even if you answer something wrong. She asked me, like, since I had 2 specializations, one was finance, another was HR. So she asked me difference between recruitment and selection. I have told her, and somewhere she was like, she got confused, I feel. So she asked me to explain again. I explained again, so I guess she understood. And then she asked me, okay, so as I told, she was checking all my creativity or thinking skills. So she gave me one of the one of the statement and asked me to tell whether I would agree for that or I'll disagree for that. And the statement was, women are not a good managers. And I told her, like, I explained everything, and then she cross-questioned for whatever I was telling. She, like, cross-questioning as in, like, not just cutting your statement away, but she was like, so you told in this way, why not this? So this could be also possible. So, like, she was nice. That's how your dream panelist you want to be. So she was like that. So some of the time it went about that particular statement only that she have given. So it was, you can say it was not like an extempore, but it was something like situation based they are giving. So usually IMI gives extempore, like, right, they'll give you one topic and you have to speak about that topic for 1 or 2 minutes continuously. So coming to the second panelist, he, like the male panelist, as I told, he's asking all about knowledge based questions. So he asked me, what is your favorite subject? So one more tip here, so already be prepared for these kind of questions like why MBA, why IMI, or what is your favorite subject. When it comes to favorite subject, pick 2 subjects which you are good at, or which you feel it's easy for you to prepare quickly. You will just have some important concept, just brush through around all the important concepts whichever they might ask. So have these kind of things. So I was already prepared with this question. I was already prepared that they will ask something like favorite subject, I'll tell this subject, so that I also prepared most of the things from that subject intentionally, so that even if they ask anything, I should be able to answer. And sometimes luck matters, because I have seen some of the candidates for whom they asked that tell me your favorite subject, and they asked everything, like they left that favorite subject and they proceeded with some other subject intentionally. So it depends on the panelist also. For me, they asked my favorite subject. I told my favorite subject was income tax, and again, there's a reason why I told that. See, everything I have prepared accordingly, because that time it was around February. So by that time the budget was released. So I thought, okay, and that time only the zero income tax was trending. So I thought this will go in that way so that I can answer related to that. Of course, they'll ask a question, why did they do that? Why did the finance minister release this thing? So I was expecting all those things. Intentionally, I did prepare income tax as my subject, and trust me, almost like, let's say out of the 10 interviews, almost 7 interviews, they asked me the next question was that the recent budget, why did income tax, since I told income tax is my favorite subject, right? So the next question they asked me was, why zero income tax? So that's how you can divert your interviews, or you can, it's not like manipulating the panelists, but you can make the way for your interview. So then it went about the repo rate. So the repo rate also decreased that time from 6.5 it became to 6.25. I was also expecting that question, like everything related to that financial budget I prepared completely. Like I just swallowed it, so that whatever they ask I'll be able to answer. And also because I was a finance student, so they'll ask me intense questions about that, and they asked me the reason behind it, like why zero income tax. I was all prepared for all these questions, so I answered clearly. And then he asked me some 2-3 cross questionings, that why can't the government print more money, why to do this thing, or those kind of questions. I was literally prepared for all those questions. So just be prepared, like use ChatGPT tools and all, like ask them to interview you. Like this is what I did also once or twice. Then tomorrow I have an interview, I asked ChatGPT that tomorrow I have an interview, if this is what I answer, what could be the possible next cross-questioning questions that the panelists can ask. So that ChatGPT will provide you. So practice accordingly. You have many tools right now to practice. So just do that. So I prepared everything. And after that, it went to the ma'am, so the female panelist. She asked me why MBA. I was already prepared for that. Why IMI? I was already prepared for that. Male panelist asked me a situation based question again. Since I told him, tell me about yourself, about the NGO that I worked in. So he asked me about that. As I told, everything is about you. Everything is about how you start your interview. That's how it proceeds. So in your tell me about yourself, what you tell, the interesting things, that's how your interview proceeds. So prepare your tell me about yourself in such a way that you don't provide full information, but also you provide some interesting information so that they'll ask about it. So since I mentioned about NGO, the male panelist asked me about that. Let's say you have two NGOs. One doesn't offer you certificate but has more impactful role, more strong role that they are offering you, but they are not offering you certificate. Another NGO, the impactful role is less, impactful as in the impact on the society. That role is less, but they are offering you certificate. Which one would you choose? So I told sir, maybe I want a more impactful role, because I know even if I'm not gaining a certificate, but I'll gain that experience, which I can use that experience or that learning somewhere else, and I can showcase it instead of just showcasing my certificate. On situations where I have to say something, so I just said something, and I guess they were impressed. They felt it was fine, but the thing is, so I got waitlisted. Because I guess my main reason is that my CAT percentile, because firstly I didn't even expect an interview call from IMI Delhi at 90 percentile since I got that. So firstly I got the interview call, that itself I was like, oh my god, this is unbelievable. Then I somehow, after finishing everything, I was thinking, why did I get rejected? Then I realized maybe the CAT percentile is what have affected, because at first place they're sending a 90 percentile person interview call. That itself was a great thing. So I can't just expect them to select me by leaving every other 94, 96 percentile person who have applied for that. Again, that would be unfair for them as well, right? So maybe because of the percentile is where they waitlisted me, and also the waitlisting number is 104. So I have contacted some of the LinkedIn, through LinkedIn I have contacted some of the IMI people, and they told me that, IMI batch, the current students. So they told me that 104 is a good number for good chance of conversion is there. So there's no need to worry about that. But anyways, I have got selected to NMIMS Mumbai, so I'm not much interested into that. I'm not waiting for the selection anyways. So that's how my interview went for IMI Delhi. And if you have any more further queries, you can reach me out on LinkedIn. The LinkedIn profile I have mentioned in the description box. And that's it. Thank you.